Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome back to your Energy Booster podcast, where we change lives through inspiration, growth, and purpose driven living. This is your show host, Janice Padilla, and today we are embarking on a profound topic. It's the month of love. And so we are going to talk about the art of communication in relationships. I don't know about you, but I am sure that we are here to love because that's the very purpose of why God created us. And the reason he also created us is because he loved and he still loves us. He even sent his child, his only begotten son, so we can have the opportunity if we accept him and believe in him, then we can be with him forever and all our sins are forgiven. So yeah, I mean, for me, love is the greatest gift of all. And relationships are built in love because we don't get into a relationship with people that we don't care and we don't love. So, yeah, it is very important to learn the art of communication so we can build and grow our love for each other, not just for our spouses, but also for the people that are close to us, or families, or friends, and everyone that we care about. So, in any relationship, communication is like the oxygen that keeps it alive and thriving. Of course, we just don't want to be in a survival mode. And it's more than just talking, it's about understanding, sharing, and connecting. Love is not just a word, is an action word. That we do things for people so that they can feel how much we love them. So today we'll explore on how effective communication can transform our relationships and why it's so crucial. So just to be honest with you, not so good with this, especially with my very own relationship. I'm still learning and I'm still getting better because, human as we are, we're not perfect and no relationship is perfect. But if we continue to work on ourselves to become better, well, in this case, in communication, then I'm sure that we can build lasting and thriving relationship with our significant others. So let's start with a story from the Bible in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 19. It says, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Hmm. It's a command. Everyone should be. And in our case, it's difficult. It's difficult to listen, just the thought of listening to someone because you're so preoccupied with our own thoughts, our own problems. Yeah, we tend to be self-centered. We just think about ourselves and let's just be honest about it. So I think it's a challenge. This command is a challenge. I believe there's no such thing, that we are commanded to do that's not hard. Slow to speak, really. In just a snap, we respond to the stimulus. We respond to whatever, you know, whatever it is that triggers us. So yeah, I've heard and I've learned from somewhere that we should count, like we should have like at least a gap of 90 seconds before we, you know, we respond, or we take action to whatever it is in our external world that's triggering us, because sometimes, our reaction, we get so quick to react, to respond, and then yeah, it turns out that yeah, we don't do it well. And it's really a good reminder for everybody that we need to filter. We can't control the external world or whatever people are doing to us, or whatever the external factors that's, you know, bothering us, but we can influence it. So we cannot control them, cannot control it, but we can influence them. And lastly, slow to become angry. Yeah, right. Huh. You tell me, I'm so easy to be angry, especially if I'm not in the right state. If my energy is low, if I'm already angry, if I'm already frustrated, if something's bothering me, if I'm depressed, if I'm sad. So yeah, um just today, um in my devotional, I've I'm always listening to Pastor Rick Warren for my devotional every morning. And he said there that when your state is, you're not in the right state, then you are easily, get tempted. You're giving Satan a foothold. You're opening your doorway. So that's why, my this podcast is all about energy booster, because energy is important. When we don't have the right energy, then we can never be in the right state, because energy influences our state, our mental and emotional state. If our energy is low, our mental and emotional state is low as well. So energy directly influences our state. We have to make sure that we are in the right state, so we are not easily angered, and we don't give Satan a foothold in our lives, because it is when, again, I'm going to say it again, it is when our energy is low and when we are not in the right state that we open the doorway to temptation. So, this verse is a cornerstone in understanding healthy communication. It emphasizes the importance of listening, truly listening to our partners, friends, and family. I remember, when I was, my son, usually he does that to me. Like, I'm into something, and then he loves talking. And then, he will just, out of the blue, come to me and talk to me and say something about anything under the sun, anything that he will think about. And then, I'm in the middle of something, and I would just say, okay, but I didn't really listen. Like, and then he's like, Mom, you're not listening. So, even our kids, they know when we're not listening, especially when we don't look them in the eye. So let us always be reminded that listening is the key. Truly listening is the key to a better relationship. And it will help us improve our art, or improve our communication, the art of communication, and how we do it, how we apply it in our relationships. Active listening is more than just hearing words. It's about being fully present. That's why we have to look them in the eye when they say something. Just being there, really experiencing and imagining what they're saying, the stories that they're sharing, how they're feeling at that moment. It's about listening to understand, not just to respond. Because y'all, we do that. We will listen so we know what to say. And I'm guilty of that. When we listen with our whole heart, we show that we value the other person and their perspective. And y'all, it's a form of respect. And another key is expressing ourselves clearly and kindly. I know it's hard to express sometimes. I know we just cry and yell and, let that emotion go. And we really don't communicate it clearly and kindly. We just get mad right away. Especially us women, especially us wives, especially us mothers. I don't know what about, you know, women. I mean, men can tend to, but yeah, men are not usually that dramatic, but they can be sometimes. So in Ephesians 4:15, um, this verse advises us to speak the truth in love. And it's so hard to do that because sometimes, you have to be honest. When you speak the truth in love, this means being honest, but also being considerate of how our words might affect the person. Because sometimes those words, oh, they cut our hearts like sword. Like when we can, sometimes when we can say something nice first and acknowledge their strengths, um and that go directly to their weaknesses, then maybe we we can communicate to them uh, better. Like we don't say it directly. We say good words first. Like, you know what? I really appreciate you. You do this and that very well. But sometimes I just don't like it when you do this or that. We can do that, right? So, yeah, it's about empathy. Empathy is a feeling with, someone, not just a feeling for them. We need to feel, or if I say this to her or him, or if I will be in that situation that somebody told me that I'm like this, will I be hurt? What would I feel if I say it directly? So we have to filter our words, that we show kindness in our words, and no, like not being harsh to them directly. So in Romans 12:15, we're encouraged to rejoice with those who rejoice and mourn with those who mourn. So we have to get in their shoes. Like, how are they feeling right now? If they're happy, let's be happy. If they are sad, let's be sad, because y'all, um, let's go back to the golden rule. Don't do unto others what you don't want others do unto you. So, these empathy in action, like sharing the emotions of others, which is a fundamental part of effective communication. So before we say it, let's first dig it. Like, let's first think about it. If we're gonna hurt this person or not, what are they gonna feel when we say that or when we do that to them? So yeah, golden rule. So let's be, or let's always have empathy towards each other. So communication isn't always about words, right? I mentioned that earlier. It's also about our actions, our body language. Sometimes when we're mad, we can just, you know, stomp our feet, smash the door, close the door loudly, something like that. Or even our silence at times, when I'm so frustrated, just don't want to get mad or just don't want to yell, I just keep silence. So sometimes when I'm disappointed with my husband, I just keep quiet. I don't talk. I just withdraw. So, sometimes it's not effective. It's not effective. Yeah. We have to communicate clearly and kindly. So, yeah, at least we are aware in what to do in what we're doing, so we would know what we need to improve, because awareness is powerful. Awareness is everything. And when we do something about it and when we want to improve what we're not good at, then we can do better. So, the love story of Ruth and Boaz in the book of Ruth, we see beautiful examples of communication. So I hope you visit the book of Ruth, and if you want to read a love story, their love story, then that would be great. So we see there beautiful examples of communication through actions and unspoken understanding. So, how can we improve our communication skills? Of course, number one is through awareness. What do we need to improve? Then we need to practice active listening. I know not everybody's good at it. I'm not good at it even. Let's learn to be present and let's truly absorb what the other person is saying. Then let's be mindful with our words. Let's have empathy with each other. Let's speak in love and respect. And finally, let's remember that communication is a two-way street. It involves speaking and listening, giving and receiving. To wrap up, let's reflect on Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Our words have the power to build break or break down our relationships. So let's choose them wisely. Thank you so much for joining me today in your Energy Booster podcast. I hope this episode inspires you to nurture your relationships through heartfelt, effective communication. Stay blessed and keep growing in love and understanding. Until next time, I love you and God bless.